Take 313. We here now. What up, dog?
What up,
What
dude?
up, dog? What's good with you, man?
What's happening, nephew? Happy New Year's, man. Happy
Hey, same to
2022,
you.
brother.
Same to you, man. First episode of the year.
Yeah,
Appreciate
man.
everybody rocking with us, man, who've been with us since 2021, man.
Appreciate you
Rocking with us
guys.
again in 2022. Big ups to you for rocking with us because we rocking with you right back. A lot of stuff has happened between last time and today, right? So we had a bunch of stuff. We got to start right here at home. It was some ups and then it was some downs with
Yeah,
Michigan, man. They advanced to the bowl game and lost right there in the semifinals. So shout out to Michigan, man, for having a good season, man. Unfortunately, we did take the L to Georgia, who
great.
then went on to stump Bama, which
Ooh,
was not too long ago. So that's kind
yeah.
of how the college football season ended. What was your thoughts on how that went down?
Well, of course, first and foremost, I was definitely hurt with that Michigan got to that point and couldn't get over the hump, man. But that's just part of football, part of the football game, man. And you're gonna win some, you lose some. And one thing that makes me feel a little better that we did lose to the guys that actually won the national championship. So
Yeah,
it is what it is. If that counts at all, it makes me feel that much better. But
right.
other than that, it was good to see Alabama get popped. Because I just think they run football, bro. They've been running football for the last 15 years, even years that they're not winning. Everybody expects them to. So, and to me, Saban gets the best kids in the nation, man. You're looking at cumulative numbers. I mean, he just has the best kids, and he's a great coach. So the fact that Georgia was able to pop them, man, you got to give them love. Got to get them love. It was a great game, though. It was a great game.
Facts. Uh, I guess staying along the lines of football, it was a stumping. Not gonna lie, that championship game was a beat down. Um, over to the NFL though. Most recently, man, Big Ben stepped away from the game, man, called it quits after their last game of the season. And I know there's been a lot of talk about Big Ben lately in the Steelers as an organization. What's been your thoughts so far with his decision to step away from the game?
Well, I think it was actually Ben actually could have stepped away a couple years ago, man. His skills have been kind of declining the last couple years, but he's Big Ben. So a guy with that kind of stature in the NFL isn't going to want to just walk away unless he gets hurt like Brett Favre. You got to take him off the field in the stretcher. So and I can understand that as a competitor, but he just wasn't the same, and he didn't elevate that team the last couple years, but they played hard and they made the playoffs this year. So, that was, again, just 3 weeks ago, nobody thought that they would make the playoffs. They were being, Ben is going to be leaving the last day of the regular season. And they
Right.
pulled out and, some teams lost and they got that opportunity. So with that being said, man, much respect to Ben. Big Ben's always been a baller since Jerome Bettis days. Has won some championships. So you can't do nothing but give him love. On the field, he's been a warrior. Off the field, it's a couple things about Big Ben that I've always kind of, looked at him sideways a little bit. Again, I'm one of those guys old enough to remember those rape allegations. And that with that black cloud, you have to question what type of man he was. But again, this is a sports show. We're gonna leave it on the field. On the field, he balled out. I'll let those lawyers out there that let him walk away, come home and play 15 years in NFL without getting locked up. And it happened a couple of times. He had more than one rape allegation, within the 2-year period. So, with that being said, man, Big Ben had his issues off the field. Many athletes do. But as far as us talking about him on the field, he was a baller. But while we're talking about Pittsburgh, I got to take my hat off to, the only brother left in the NFL coaching at the head coaching position, Tomlin. Mike Tomlin is a great coach, has been a great coach. Is one of the very few coaches that has went over 12 years without having a losing season. He
That's
hasn't had a
impressive.
losing season since he's been in the NFL. That's crazy. That's a lot of time. We've seen many teams up and down. Dallas Cowboys get all the love in the world, and they've had mad losing seasons, and they still get all the love in the world like they one of the best teams in the world. So just the fact that Pittsburgh has continued to give that man his flowers while he's here. They gave that brother that opportunity years ago, and he showed them that he was worthy of it.
No, that's fact. That's fact. I'm still sick that the Lions got rid of Caldwell. I still ain't over that one.
Hard to get over that, nephew. Hard to get over that. I mean, we haven't done what Caldwell has done since he left. How many coaches have they had since him? 3?
Too many.
This is the 3rd, I think, isn't it?
Too many.
Yeah, well, I'm also hearing that Caldwell's name is being thrown around this summer, though. People are looking to give him opportunities to come in and interview for the head coaching job at some places, and I think he's well deserved.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree most definitely. I agree with that for sure. We also wanted to talk, man. Major news now outside of football. Now, this was actually outside the country. With Djokovic, man, getting kicked off. I know you was mentioning it to me before the show.
Yeah. Well, again, I have to respect people, man, and the decisions that they make. I really think your life is revolved around decisions that you make. He's the number one player in the world. Has been the number one player in the world, I think, the last 3-4 years now. So, sometimes when you get that kind of title behind your name in whatever sports, and tennis isn't a team sport. It's a one-on-one sport. So it's him going out there dominating the world. He basically thought he was too big for the game. Again, they knew. Initially, he said that he was told by someone that was involved with the Australia Open that he would be able to come in and get the okay to play, even though he didn't get a shot. He didn't get the shot. And with that being said, once he got there, they were like, no, hold on. And with that being said, he turned around and was like, I'm not playing. You either gonna let me play or basically like the Australian Open wouldn't continue without him. I was listening to some of the pundits yesterday, and they were like, he acts like it's going to stop without him. You know what I'm saying? I wish we could have got some of the information that showed some of the things that he said, because obviously they were hearing from him. He was stuck in a hotel where a lot of other people were at that also didn't have the shot as well. So with that being said, I think he talked to a couple of different people in the media, so they were able to get some things from him. But even the pundits were like, he thinks he's too big for the game. And again, nobody's too big for the game, no matter what game it is. No matter how good you are, the game is always going to be elevated over just one person.
No, most definitely. Most definitely. He's not the only person that we've seen in recent who's, I guess, made a similar decision, especially when it comes to the vaccine and playing the sport that they love. I know very, very recently we got Kyrie Back, the NBA, the Brooklyn Nets. They got Kyrie back. He definitely didn't want to get the shot. He's back.
Still doesn't want to get the shot, nephew.
Still does not want to get the shot. But they've been saying that there's a chance that he could play. I know very recently KD went down with a knee injury, so he'll be out for a few weeks. I think that may sway Brooklyn to look into paying some of those fines and letting Kyrie play full time and not just away games. I think that'll definitely weigh in on that decision a lot. You think it'll make them change their mind a little bit?
Yeah. I actually heard about that a couple of days ago as well, that the state of New York offered them. Well, I'm sorry, no, didn't offer it, but it's coming down the pipe where they may be able to allow him to play if the Nets pay to play, basically, for the home games. And with that being said, I think the Nets still probably would have held out just because their owner was really focused and driven with his ideology behind, Kyrie doing what's needed to help his teammates. But again, at the end of the day, you can't be upset that somebody doesn't want to shoot something in their body, man. So, it's up to them. You're just going to have to deal with the repercussions. And
Exactly.
I think since KD got hurt, Kyrie's not going to have to deal with the repercussions for too much longer. And it's not going to come out his pocket. It's not going to come out his pocket. The owners are going to have to pay that. And again, it's really just a slap on the wrist. I think when they were calculating all the rest of the home games, it might have came up to 500,000 or something, which is crazy for people like ourselves. But for NFL, NBA, NHL, any of the major sports teams, that's a drop in the bucket, man.
Drop in the bucket.
Drop in the bucket. So to be able to have Kyrie be able to get all that time in with his teammates and to be able to, get on the floor with them by the time KD comes back, it doesn't take KD nothing but a game or so to get back where he needs to be. I can see the first game, him hitting 40 when he comes back. It's just, his game is effortless scoring wise, So, but what that is going to do is get Kyrie an opportunity to play with those Nets ballers. So when KD does return, that there's going to be some cohesiveness there. And they're going to be a tough team to deal with in the playoffs.
No, most definitely, most definitely. I think especially if they get Kyrie back for the rest of the home games as well as the away games, that definitely makes them a strong favorite as far as who we would expect to come out of the East. Now, as far as one of the favorites out of the West, Golden State, they got Clay back. They got Clay back. He looked all right in his first night out there. What does his return make you think about what the rest of the season will look like for Golden State?
I think it's going to be up and down a little bit just because, a lot of teams are getting healthy right now. There's been a lot, especially in the West. There's been a lot of players that have been hurt. Again, not taking anything away from Golden State, although Golden State has super impressed me with how they played as a team and their record. I didn't know anything. I didn't expect anything like what they're doing right now. So with that being said, they're one of the best teams, I think, in the league. So you add Clay to that, and it's going to take Clay a good 15, 20 games or so. I think maybe a week or so after All-Star, he's going to be where he needs to be. And you add another shooter to that team, another person that can give the tutelage to those young players that they look up to, and another defender at 6'7". Man, again, Draymond is down, but again, I'd rather him be down now than later. You know what I'm saying? Because again, they're going to need to get that cohesiveness there. And this does not going to take them nothing but a couple of games. They've been playing together since they were rookies. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So Golden State's going to be tough. I actually think they're probably, and who we're not talking about is still the that they grabbed last year, their center.
Big Wiseman.
He's supposed to be coming back sometime this year. That's just too much shooting and youth and good coaching. You know what I'm saying? I give Steve Kerr his propers. You know what I'm saying? He know how to utilize the players he has. And I saw that with them only having Steph this year. You know what I'm saying? Earlier in the year and him doing what he's doing. Draymond, does what he does, with making sure everybody is, playing collectively, but as a team, I think they're going to be probably the team to beat in the West.
No, I feel you. I definitely like how they've been looking so far this year. They've got a lot to look forward to, as well as a lot that they've already accomplished so far. So that's definitely a good look for Golden State so far. One team out West, though, that hasn't been too hot as of late. Those LA Lakers. So it's weird, right? Obviously, Bron is having a groundbreaking year for somebody so old. Yet the Lakers overall.
For somebody so old. No, it just sounds hilarious, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Somebody so old. It's just a groundbreaking season. You know what I'm saying? I think he's averaging like 29, 7 and 7 or something like that.
That's crazy.
Right.
And the sevens are high sevens, like almost 8. You know
It's
what I'm saying?
ridiculous.
Yeah. We've never seen anybody his age put it down like this. And the crazy thing is this year he's been playing all 5 positions. You know what I'm saying? They actually have a winning record with him playing center.
This is true.
You know,
This
so
is
I'm
true.
like, you know, it's tough to see because I had LA winning the championship last year. I think one of our first couple of episodes this year, I was going in on Anthony Davis a little bit, and I'm gonna keep going in on him. Anthony Davis is a hell of a ball player, man, and I think he's still going to have a hell of a career. But he's broken, bro. He's broken. I think if you don't make sure you have a team around him that can play without him 30, 40 games and still get to the playoffs so where he can just focus on playing those 25, 30 games, you're not going to win. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to win. If you need him to be that guy, and he should be leading them in scoring and rebounding this year. He should be. But again, you can't take nothing away from him. He's not doing it purposely. Great ball player, but he's broken. His body has been broken since he was a rookie, man. He's been hurt and injured so much, and that's taken a lot away from what the Lakers would be. That they would be a hell of a lot better, even though they were still not playing very well with him. But they would be a hell of a lot better today if he had still been playing.
So I heard you mention AD. Obviously, he's down right now. He's hurt. Hopefully, he'll be back soon, healthy shortly after All-Star break. Is what it's looking like, I think, for him right now. Obviously, LeBron is playing phenomenal. We talked about him. I haven't heard you mention Russell Westbrook.
Man, Russell's putting up numbers. Russell plays hard. I can't disrespect his game as far as how hard he plays. He plays with a motor. Even though he's getting older, he still plays with a motor. He plays hard. He doesn't give up. But Russ at the point guard, they have to find something else, especially in the crunch. And it's hard to put Russ on a wing because he can't shoot. So all they got to do is give him space. Make sure he can't drive. Give him space. And he's basically out of the game unless he's offensive rebounding. And he does that well too, though. So he can keep you in the game. But if you're looking for him to be the person setting up the game, setting up the players, setting up 3-4 straight plays in a row when it's tight at the end of a game, he's turning 1 or 2 of those over. He just is. So I just think, I think Russ is a great player, Hall of Fame player. But for what this Laker team needs, I think he isn't fitting the bill. Tell me what you think the Lakers need, nephew.
So this might be, I guess, out of the norm as far as what people think. I don't think that they are out of the realm of being a real contender this year. I still think that after Golden State, that's depending on the health of Clay throughout the rest of the season. I think after Golden State, the LA is still right now the second most likely team to reach the finals from the West. And it's going to take a couple of tweaks, but it's not impossible, right? So for me, I think if Russell Westbrook is going to continue to play the same way, which I think that he will, the history kind of shows that he'll be playing in a similar type of way. He needs to play more minutes with the bench. He's going to need to, when he plays in the game with LeBron James, especially with Anthony Davis as well, we need to see some 2013, 2012, when he was getting old, Dwayne Wade and Russell Westbrook with some screening, some cutting. He needs to start finding a way to score with a little bit of IQ. You know what I mean? Like old Wade wasn't necessarily the flash no more, but he was setting good screens. He was backdoor cutting all the time. He was passing and making one mores and making plays that wouldn't happen if he wouldn't have done that one small part. But he wasn't caring about having the title or going out there and getting a triple-double. He was just hooping, you know what I'm saying? And he wasn't relying on his athleticism anymore or really his jumper like that. Like he was shooting them sometimes, but he did a lot of screening and a lot of cutting and a lot of playing in transition. You know what I'm saying? So if Russ can make some adjustments similar to that and try to model that a little bit,
Yeah.
and if Anthony Davis takes his time right now and gets actually healthy, just enough for that second half of the year plus playoffs, I can still see him making noise. I can still see him making noise.
I can still see them making noise if Anthony Davis comes back and he stays healthy. Because Russ is still going to change his game up, like you said, because I actually think they do have enough on their bench, man. I still don't like Vogel either with how he subs. I don't necessarily like how he subs sometimes. And the one thing that I think is going to, I know one player can't just change everything unless he's a superstar, but Kendrick Nunn coming back is going to really help them because look at how well the young fella from Kentucky is playing right now for them. Monk is really balling right now consistently. So now you throw Kendrick Nunn as well because them other couple of players they had, they didn't do crap. You know what I'm saying? The other young fellas they had, what's the young fella's name again? Bazemore. I thought he was going to be able to help defensively and hit an open shot. He's been horrible. You know what I'm saying? So they need somebody else to come off the bench and spread the floor, shoot that jump shot, and play some D and be tough and aggressive. And so I think it's possible too. I'm not gonna shoot that away. I think that the Lakers could possibly do very well, but again, it revolves around Russ changing his mindset with how he plays the point, and it's kind of hard to get somebody to do that because you got to think D-Wade played the 2, so he's used to playing the wing. Russ is used to having the ball all the time. So now you're asking him, and this dude is about to go into the Hall of Fame when he leaves. You're asking him to change his game up, which he should be able to do for a championship. We've seen people do it. You should be able to do that. But he had to show the mentality or the wisdom within his game to change it up to make them a better team.
See, one thing you said, this is the last thing we'll say on this. We don't want to turn into a Lakers pod, but the mindset, like he had some interviews not too long ago. They asked him about the turnovers and the missed shots, and he was like, yeah, it's not about that. Like, I can turn it over. I can miss a shot. That's part of the game. Then he had another one when he was like, they asked him about, I can't even remember what they asked him about no more. It just slipped off the tip of my tongue that quick. But nonetheless.
I remember just a couple of days ago. He was like just going back at the media.
He asked, this is what it was. The media had asked him something about his struggles. He said that people expect him to go out and get 25 and 15 and 15.
Yeah.
But nobody's expecting that.
They expect you not to turn the ball over.
Yeah,
in the last minute and a half in a 3-point game. So that's what we're expecting you to be a leader. You know what I'm saying? You to be a vet. That's what it is. He doesn't play like a veteran. That's how I'll end it. He doesn't play like a veteran. He just doesn't.
Hey, that was a good way to put it. We're gonna jump off the Lakers just so we don't tune everybody out that's not a Lakers fan. I did want to ask you this though. So we have right now, obviously one of the big things in the NBA is the trade deadline. Is approaching. Trade season is open, however. And there's a few names that have been going around as far as people that are supposed to be on the market. I'm gonna list off a couple of these. I just want to hear your idea whether you think they should stay put, or if you think they should go, where would you like to see them put at? Where would they be a good fit?
Okay.
I just got a couple. Just want to hear what you think. First one on the list is Mr. Drama himself for the season, Ben Simmons. What are you thinking there? What would you like to see?
You know what? I don't know what I'd like to see Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is a skilled player. He's just not a scorer. But what he's done this season has made me not want him on any team because to me, he showed me he can give up on anybody. You know what I'm saying? He can give up on you. Send him to another team. He might not like that team. You know what I'm saying? He might not like the coach because the coach is on him high. It's not like he's going to go to another team and all of a sudden shoot better. You know what I'm saying? Even if he does get into a better shooting rhythm, it's going to take a minute. He's scared to shoot the ball. It's a mind state. It's a mind setting with him. He is scared to shoot the ball. I seen Ben Simmons the last 2-3 summers shooting the three off
Infamous.
dribble, step backs, everything, banging the three.
Yeah.
The season
The
comes,
infamous
he's
summer
wide
workout
open.
tapes.
Everybody on the team, plus the coach and the Philly fans are telling him to shoot the rock. This dude horrified. He won't even shoot a 15-footer. I'm like, dude, the least you can do is shoot it. You 6'10", go get the board. X, you're a scorer. You've been a scorer your whole life. Who knows where the ball's going when the ball leaves the shooter hand better than the shooter?
No, you're 100% right.
Nobody
100%
knows
right.
where the ball's going like the shooter does. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm like, dude, that's an offensive board. Come on. You know what I'm saying? But so I don't even know. I don't know. Send him
So
to
I'll say
Indiana.
this.
I don't care. Send him to Indiana.
So I'll say this because I do believe that Ben Simmons does still have some very, very good basketball ahead of him. I think that he needs a reset and a restart. I think he has a lot to prove. I would not even be mad if we had him here in Detroit to play alongside our guy Cade, who I actually want to bring up to you in a minute because I wanted to go see him play the other day versus Phoenix. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing him in Portland alongside Dame. I like to see him doing some screening. I would like to see him doing some short rolling and passing from there, and kind of a Draymond Green-esque type of role offensively, but with the added threat of finishing at the basket. I think he needs to work on shooting his free throws. Once he does that, he'll have the confidence to go to the basket without being scared of a foul. And that will make him a dominant player on offense without needing a jump shot, without needing to score outside the paint. Play him in a Draymond Green type role. Let him screen, let him short roll. He's a good passer and decision maker in that type of a scenario. Play him to his strengths. I don't think he was really played to his strengths like that.
You got to go to the right team, though, because a coach is going to put you where he thinks you're supposed to be at. You know what I'm saying? Right. A great coach would do exactly what you said. Play him to his strengths, right? But some people we get you in here, guy, paying you $30 million a year, $25 million a year. Dude, we need you to give us more than 16 points. That's how some coaches and GMs are going to be. So he has to go to the right place in order for his game to fit what they're looking for and to evolve. Like you said, believe me, I'm not dissing him because he's a great player without being able to score. You know what I'm saying? Even without being able to score, he's a great player. But teams need you to up your game come playout time, bro. And he just hasn't shown me he could do that.
Yeah, everybody that's out there needs to, in some way, be a threat. At least a little bit.
Yes.
One team we mentioned already.
Shoot it and miss it. But if you don't shoot it, the defense is not gonna. They're not gonna bother. They're looking to double whoever else. They're not. They're leaving you open. And the least you can do is shoot it. Because they got to respect that shot. They got to respect getting the rebound.
No, I feel you. I want to move on to the next one here. Actually, there has been a lot of talks about people being interested. Big man, Miles Turner, Indiana, good rim protector, good 3-point shooter, up and down offensively. Sounds like he wants to be a little bit of a scorer with some of the stuff that he says about his frustrations in Indiana. Where would you like to see him placed, or what team seems like a good fit?
A good fit for Miles Turner. I like Miles Turner, man. He's a baller. And he offensively, he's gotten a lot better than he started out. I would love to see him in the D. In the D, we need to just stockpile talent. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen, I'm gonna say this real quick. Before you answer, give you some time to think. I'm gonna say this. I'm rocking with the young core in Detroit right now.
Me too.
I don't think we really need to add anybody that's in their prime. No, listen. Anybody that is in their prime. Miles Turner is somebody who's looking to get traded to a contender. We don't need anybody that's at that stage in their career. We need people that are along our timeline. Cade, I'm rocking with him. I think that he will, by the end of the season, earn the Rookie of the Year award. I'm rocking with Sadiq Bey, Beef Stew.
So you don't think we need vets? You don't think we need vets? And he still got a good 5-6 years left.
So I wouldn't consider him as the type of vet that we would necessarily need. We could use mentorship for our young guys, as far as like older players in the league, maybe past their prime, because we want our guys to play. I wouldn't mind us getting rid of Jeremy Grant for somebody before this trade deadline. He's got a lot of trade buzz. Let's let him go and get somebody in there that's young, with some talent, with some potential. It's a lot of young players out there.
Just give me one. Because my whole thing is I don't want to give. We're known for giving people away and not getting nothing back. I don't want that. I'd rather keep Jeremy Grant than he be our leader. unless we're gonna get something young and nice back. Who you think? Just give me one player.
So, I mean, there's people out there on the market that we could try to look at. If we were to get rid of Jeremy Grant, there's a lot of teams interested. We could maybe look at bringing like a PJ Washington in from Charlotte, somebody that's also young that could grow with our team, that could play that position. He could shoot the ball a little bit out there. I don't know how I like him next to beef stew, but maybe. I know he just actually went to the Knicks, but before that, I would say somebody maybe like Cam Reddish, who is a good young wing who could play alongside our core and grow. He obviously went to New York already, but that's somebody else that is a good example. That's the type of player that I'm talking about that I would like to see us get, just because our timeline is not right now, it's in the future. Let's get somebody that's on that timeline to grow. Jeremy Grant did what his job here was to do, make himself marketable to play for a contender. Now let's use what he did for us, play really well. Let's let him go to somebody who's going to be a contender and let us get back some more young assets to help our timeline for the future is what I would not mind seeing Detroit do personally.
Okay. So those players that you said, PJ Washington, I don't necessarily know about him. I like the young man. I actually went to middle school with his father, man, Paul Washington. So I always try to give love to the cats from that I grew up with or that I know that played ball. You know what I'm saying? So he's a baller, but I can't see him. To me he's not fluent enough offensively. I can see Cam Reddish, but it would take Cam Reddish and a pick and somebody, not just Cam Reddish, because the man's averaging 22, 23 points a game. You can't give me a 10-point guy. You know what I'm saying? So if we can do that, I can see that. Because he's somebody we can plug in right now. You know what I'm saying? Reddish. You know, and we'll see what we can get with the other picks. You know, so I feel that.
So back to what I was saying before. What did you think as far as maybe there's a few players on there, so maybe even somebody that catches your eye, somebody who you're interested to see where they go. People have been talking about Miles Turner, like we said. CJ McCollum is a name that's been floating. Pretty much all of those guys that are role players over there in Portland, I feel like have been having their names tossed around. There's talks that Philly is trying to move Tobias Harris also, as well as Ben Simmons. John Collins has been rumors going out that he's not really happy in Atlanta. So it's a lot of pieces right now that could be moving right here in this next few weeks or so. So I didn't know if you had anybody in particular in mind that you maybe keep an eye on.
Just one real quick that I'll jump on, then we can move on. And this is a player that I don't think anybody has come up with this. You know what I'm saying? It's a different view. You know how I am. But I would say CJ McCollum traded to Boston. Everybody wanted to have the two wings off. Let CJ McCollum go play point. Let him go play point. Then they got three cats you got to worry about, and he really can go. To me, CJ McCollum is better than Kendall Walker. You know what I'm saying?
He's much better than Walker.
So what I'm saying is, no, let's not break up the wings. They're gonna have to learn how to play. Both of you guys are young beasts. Learn how to play. You know what I'm saying? The coaches is gonna have to make that happen. And then, so now you throw in your man at the point because he's ran point.
Yeah, but how are they trading CJ McCollum to the Celtics and not giving up one of them wings? Who are they trying to get? Like, who else would they want?
I don't know. I'm just talking about who I would like to see. Again, Celtics still got 50 first-round picks. You know what I'm saying? They still been sitting on those first-round picks that Danny Ainge had 10 years ago. They're still, double-figure first-round picks. You know what I'm saying? So who knows how they can do it? But if they could, a player that I think that could go somewhere, and because Boston, I don't think Boston is that far away from being able to do something like how the Bulls are doing right now. You know what I'm saying? Being able to do something how Memphis is doing right now. They have to find a way to become cohesive and play together, play some defense. And they already got defensive intensity players. They got some guys that play some D. So really it's just about a guy like, and what I think that he would bring is some more leadership. Like, hey, again, stop complaining about getting the ball because I can shoot the ball. You know what I'm saying? Again, to me, he would be one of the best scorers on their squad. And all three of those guys are hell of a scorers. So I just think, that again, it's a way out. It's way out, you know what I'm saying, with my view on it. But I think it could possibly work if it could happen.
Right. No, I feel you. I feel you. That would definitely be something that's interesting. One team that you did just mention real quick was Memphis. Shout out to John Morant, who's
Shout
been
out.
hooping.
Man.
What I'm about to do is, so I wrote down what I project, or if All-Star was, All-Star voting is going on and everything. All-Star is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
My All-Star starters.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give you mine. I want to hear if you agree, disagree, what you think.
Okay.
I'm gonna start in the West. My backcourt, obviously, I gotta have Curry, and then we just talked about the boy Ja. All-Star starter for me.
Okay.
All-Star starter for me. After that, give me Paul George. Paul George on that wing. I know he's been down, so if I had to vote, it would be for Paul George, or maybe Luka Doncic to replace him, since he probably won't be if he's not back healthy. But I would like to see PG as an All-Star starter, at least as far as the votes, how he's been this year without Kawhi. Obviously, Bron has been playing phenomenal, and then Jokic at the 5. So that I think would be mine for the West. What you think about that 5? You'll switch somebody else?
I ain't mad at that 5.
I'm gonna swing it to the East.
Okay.
So this is what I'm thinking. Backcourt starters out. Give me Trae Young. Give me DeMar DeRozan. I feel like those two gotta be All-Star starters. You looking at the ceiling. You making faces. You look a little confused.
I'm thinking.
What are we? I'm gonna go for the rest, and then we'll go comments.
Yeah.
So Trae and DeMar.
Mm-hmm.
Durant, obviously now he's hurt. He just went down. Replacement for him, potentially Zach LaVine. I wouldn't mind seeing both of those two boys out there. Yeah. Possibly Jason Tatum, but I wouldn't be mad at seeing Zach LaVine.
Tatum not starting, man. He not doing enough to carry a squad. I don't got him starting, but I can bring him off the bench as All-Star. Okay, so who else?
And then at the 4 or 5, I got Giannis and Embiid. Locks. Those are locks.
Giannis and see, I can't argue with those 5 either, man. It's because again, their teams are all balling. They are the main reasons their squads are balling. And this year, you got to give them their props. You got to give them their props. I can't argue with that.
No, most definitely. Most definitely. So I didn't have much more as far as NBA stuff. There has been a bunch of stuff that has happened. I'm gonna give a random player shout out to Darius Garland too, from the Cavs. I hope he can sneak into the All-Star game because he's been balling.
I can't see it happening though. Not this year.
Me either. Too many in the East.
He's gonna have to keep it popping though.
Most def. I think we got a lot to look forward to with the rest of the NBA season as that unfolds. A lot been going on in the world of sports. Last thing that we wanted to make sure to bring up, because it's an important thing, but obviously we've seen a lot of stuff going on very recently with Antonio Brown, AB, his, I guess, departure from the team and possibly the NFL, possibly football. So we'll see. But a lot going on with him. A lot of people have been talking about the mental health struggles that they are saying that he's been going through, and what have been the causes for some of his actions in recent history. And so definitely something that we wish the best out to AB and hope that everything is going well with him and that everything's all right. We'd love to hear his side of the story as far as what's going on. But just something that we wanted to make sure to touch base with, man. That's definitely important. And mental health is something that's been extremely the awareness has been growing extremely fast in the world of sports. So definitely something we wanted to make sure to bring up. But from us at What Up, Doe, we definitely appreciate y'all rocking with us. Most definitely.
What up, Doe?
We'll be back real soon.
Yes, we will.